Today at 5 Eastern on CNN.
Thursday night at 9, make sure you tune in. 9 Eastern, we're going to premiere an all-new CNN film, Dinosaur 13. The movie focuses on the world's most famous dinosaur discovery, the finding of the largest, most complete T-Rex ever.
I crawl up on the cliff face and I see 3 articulated vertebrae, and from that point on, I'm absolutely certain this is going to be the best thing we ever found, and it's going to be a complete T-Rex.
He called up and said, "Neil, I need you to bring a lot of plaster 2x4s. Well, it took me a day to get everything ready, and I came up, and I got up there with all these materials, and he took me over to this big cliff, and he said, "Take a look." And I looked at it, and I looked at him, I said, "Is that T-Rex?" He said, "Yes, and I think it's all here."
That story does not end there. The dinosaur known as Sue became the object of a tug-of-war. Vincent Santucci is a paleontologist and a senior geologist with the U.S. National Park Service. He joins us now. He appears in the film and was involved in the federal investigation of the Sue case. Welcome.
Good morning.
What's the government's argument here?
Well, it's interesting. I woke up this morning and turned on CNN News as I do every morning, and I saw a little promo for Dinosaur 13 film. And at the end it says, "Unearth the truth." And I think that it's really important for the public and the viewers to know that the entire story about the Sue investigation is not captured within the film Dinosaur 13. And so we thank CNN for the opportunity to share a couple of thoughts. Mm-hmm. It's a very complicated story. I congratulate Todd Miller and his production staff for taking on this very controversial but important historical, legal, and scientific story. One of the things that I think is worth noting that at 54 minutes into the film, Todd Miller, the producer, was able to put in a caption that said, the National Park Service began to investigate Black Hills Institute in 1985. And I think it's sort of key because the T-Rex wasn't even found until 1990, 5 years later. And so
Right.
Part of that untold story is related to why the National Park Service began investigating 5 years before Sue was discovered.
Mm-hmm. There were both civil and criminal cases related to Sue. So what were the differences?
Yeah, that's a really important distinction that is not clear from the film. There was a civil matter that dealt with the ownership of Sue, the land that the dinosaur was removed from, involved very difficult, tedious legal discussions about ownership. There was a separate criminal investigation that had very little to do with Sue. And I think that the important discussions have to do with the fact that the criminal investigations really weren't focused on the dinosaur. I think just the dinosaur overshadowed a lot of that discussion and have created confusion.
Can you explain the laws of fossil findings and how prevalent fossil thefts are?
I think it's a very important issue. Fossils are non-renewable resources. They are the most important evidence we have about the evolution and history of life on the planet. And that because they're non-renewable, we're not making any more T-Rexes. And so in terms of our management of them, we have to pay particular attention to make sure that they are directed appropriately for scientific and educational purposes.
Yeah. Vincent
There are
Santucci.
over the past 10 years, just from National Park Service areas, we've documented over 850 cases of fossil theft. And that's out of national parks. And that doesn't include all of those that we're not aware of, that we haven't been able to get evidence for. So it is a very serious issue.
Yeah, and we look forward to seeing it. Thank you, Vincent Santucci. We'll have you back. Thank you. We appreciate a reminder. Dinosaur 13 airs on CNN. It's Thursday night, 9 Eastern. Make sure you watch it.